But we're going to go into one of our favorite segments for those who've never listened to the show before or those who are just keeping track and keeping notes every single week. Marc Johnson has checked in with us with some of the hottest college basketball prospects and some of the best games of the week. And as we get closer to March, Marc's going to have more for you. So, Paul, take it away.
All right, man. You know how this goes, Mark. I'm going to throw the lob. You just finish it off, bro.
No doubt.
So here we go. First game of the week, Wednesday, we got Villanova, number 1 in the country, against number 5, Xavier. Let's talk about Villanova prospect Josh Hart.
Yeah, Josh Hart, he's a do-everything type of player. He's really came on lately, scoring inside and outside. He's certainly hit the boards really, really hard. From the, when you can rebound at that level from the backcourt, that is something to pay attention to. He also solid passer, good defensive player. He's going to be solid down the stretch.
Yeah, almost 8 boards a game for a guard is awesome. So we got Xavier prospect Trevon Blewett.
Yeah, I like this game because I like this matchup. The Hart-Blewett matchup is really going to be a tough one. They actually have identical games. I would say that Blewett, he's more of a passer than Hart, and he's a little bit bigger. But they both play hard. They both attack the boards aggressively, and they both lead their teams. This is going to be a matchup to definitely watch. I think that both of these guys will wind up in the NBA.
Yeah, that's 7 boards a game out of Blewett. That backcourt combination is 15 boards a game. That's pretty impressive for shooting guards.
Yeah.
So Thursday we got number 24 SMU at Memphis. SMU has a guy by the name of Nick Moore who's 5'9". Let's talk about him.
5'9".
Yeah,
Wow.
It's bad that SMU, they're going to miss the tournament along with Louisville. Definitely some NCAA issues there. So Moore, if you can catch him, you're going to want to see him. He's right around 17 points a game, 5 assists. This guy really can put daggers at the end of the game. When it comes to the end of the game, this guy, if you don't locate him, he's going to make the shot. He's going to burn you. He's kind of a water bug guard, does a little bit of everything. Pro prospect, yes, but it'll have to be the right fit.
Right, kind of an Isaiah Thomas type, right?
Isaiah Thomas type?
Yeah, a little bit like that, Right. More of a willing passer, I would say, at the college level than Isaiah was.
Okay, makes sense. All right, we also have Dedrick Lawson from Memphis.
Players in college. This guy does everything but sell popcorn for the team. He really, just gets after. He's inside and out. If he played really on a bigger, for a bigger program, like one of those top 10 programs, we really would be talking about him, in the lottery conversation. That's really how good he is. He really can do everything, attacks the boards, great passer, great defensive player. The offense is coming around, but, he's going to be somebody to be reckoned with in the future. Probably won't leave this year, but, next year, the year after, look out.
All right, and the next couple games we got are on Saturday. Big day in college basketball on Saturday. Number 3, Oklahoma against number 25, Texas. Oklahoma has a guy by the name of Buddy Held. Let's talk about him a little bit.
Man, Buddy, this guy. This guy is what you want in a shooting guard. This guy's the best shooter, in college basketball. At least at catching, shooting, and getting it off the dribble. This guy really knows how to play, attacks the boards, and he's like a coach's dream. He listens to everything the coach says, right? And a lot of people think he's just going to be a good college player, and that's it for him. And then when the NBA comes, it's no way he's going to be able to compete. You're dead wrong. This guy does everything that you need him to do. Extension of the coach on the floor. I love his game. He's going to be certainly a high lottery pick.
And not to mention, he plays the other team's best player on defense. He's a willing defender, which is impressive.
Exactly.
A guy I like, Isaiah Cousins at point guard for Oklahoma. What about him?
Yeah, this is a guy, he actually has, he's actually the most talented player, on the Oklahoma team. To be, the really surprising. But the thing is that sometimes he gets himself in foul trouble. Sometimes it's just like, man, he disappears. So, you worry about that. But, he has great size for the point guard position, really can get after it defensively. And when this guy is going, that's when Oklahoma is pretty much unbeatable, when he's playing well. He's always going to play well. We all knew that, right? But Cousins, when he's playing well, and he'll get those other guys involved, Oklahoma's a tough team to beat. I've seen them when they work their magic. And, he's really good. He's a guy, I certainly would take a look at, in the early second round, maybe even late first.
Right. So Basically, you're saying Texas is going to have their hands full, but they do have a guy by the name of Isaiah Taylor that's going to have something to say about Cousins. And
Miller, he's a guy who should always say his prayers and thank the Lord for sending Shaka Smart to Texas as his coach. Because this guy's a completely different player under Smart. I mean, this guy gets after it. He knows how to run a team. He's listening to the coach. This is a guy, like, he's a prospect right now, late first, early second. I think he can do a Trey Burke if he comes back one year and move himself into the lottery conversation and what Trey Burke did at Michigan by staying one extra year. Isaiah Taylor has all the talent, length, wingspan, athleticism, can get the team involved. He can score. I like his game.
Good comparison. Well, on Saturday, we also have number 9, Arizona, at number 22, Utah. Arizona has a guy by the name of Ryan Anderson. No, not the one for the Pelicans. It's a different one, but similar in size. So let's talk about him a little bit.
This is my favorite game out of the week, this Arizona-Utah game. This is going to be excellent. Ryan Anderson, he's a guy who can score in a variety of ways. He can score, just kind of moving without the ball. He can shoot the jump shot. He can also play inside and out. He really gave Cal, some hell when they played them, including against Ivan Rabb, who's one of the better power forwards, in college. And he really took it right at him and took it right out that Cal team. I was very impressed with that. But he's a guy, that he can shoot, he can rebound. You can always use those guys in the league. He'll find his way in the league.
All right, what about Alonzo Trier?
Trier, he's a guy who got hurt, came back, excellent slasher, really can get to the basket, can get up above the rim and finish. Solid rebounder, at the guard position, willing passer. He's learning as he goes along. He's probably going to be a guy that's going to be there for 1 year. I wish he stayed for 2 because I think he'll move himself in the higher draft position if he does.
All right, on the opposite side of the ball, you got Utah. You got Jacob Poetti. My apologies, Jacob Poetti.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes his name is hard to pronounce. That's Jakob Pertl. No, it doesn't look like that, but one thing I'm going to say about him, he's the best low-post big man in college basketball, period. This guy knows how to operate in the post, has a ton of moves down low, can even pop the 15 to 18-foot jump shot, excellent rebounder, solid defensive player, and can make that extra pass when he gets double-teamed. He is my number 1 big man in college basketball. And no, I do not consider Ben Simmons a big man. He's more of a hybrid forward. But if you want to put him, if Simmons, if you consider him a big man, then Pirtle's number 2. But Pirtle, he's a guy, people going to pass him up. They're going to be in love with the guards, with Jamal Murray and Buddy Hield and all these guys and Jaylen Brown. I'm telling you, Pirtle, this guy's ready to play right now.
He's only a sophomore, too. That's impressive. All right, so we got number 10, Maryland, at number 20, Purdue. Maryland has a guy by the name of Melo Trimble.
Yeah, Maryland, I love this team. The whole starting 5 is excellent, to be honest with you. I couldn't put all of them down, as prospects, but the whole starting 5 is going to have a chance at the next level. Melo Trimble, he's a guy who came back, and he said he was just like, I want to be a better point guard. Instead of scoring points, I want to, average more assists. I want to lower my turnovers. I want to hit the boards. And that's exactly what he did. He's a guy who really, really studies the game, wants to be better, especially taking a beating from Jamal Murray in the Pan Am games. I'm sorry, Melo, but, Jamal Murray did own y'all. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, Trimble, he's really gotten a lot better. He really, really is a good floor leader. I like him.
All right, you also have Diamond Stone on Maryland.
Yeah, Diamond Stone, he's a guy really can score, really excellent, operating the post. Since he's been inserted back into the starting lineup, really, his numbers have went up. He's been more about 15, 16 points a game, more about like 9 rebounds a game, a couple blocks as well. I like him. He's really going to be a player. I think, once he gets his conditioning, gets in better condition, I think he'll be better.
All right, and then we got a new guy on the list that you haven't talked about this year. What about Robert Carter?
He's like the junkyard dog of the team. He really, gets after. He's kind of an intimidating player. Like, he's a guy that you really would not want to see you like in the dark alley anywhere. He really, really attacks the boards and really, his interior defense is excellent. It's really tough to get around the guy, and for as big as he is, he can move. He moves really, really well. So, and he's also a good passer out of the double team. Carter, he transferred from Georgia Tech, now at Maryland, but he's really a good player.
All right, we got two guys from Purdue. You got A.J. Hammonds at center.
Yeah, A.J. Hammonds, he's a guy who's going to be a late first-round pick, early second. He could be moving up the draft board. He's an excellent shot blocker, excellent rim protector, solid rebounder, can score around the post. I look for some teams to be interested in him sometime in the first round.
All right, and then last, real quick, we got Caleb Swanigan.
Yeah, he's solid as well. Excellent rebounder. Solid scorer, but, needs to get that field goal percentage up. Kind of takes bad shots, but you expect that out of a freshman. Solid passer. I think he needs to hang around for one more year and get those things together, and I think he'll be a real player, come next year.
Boy, that Marc Johnson knows his stuff, man.
Exactly. So if you pretty much come to listen to the show every single week, this last segment of every hour is basically your college basketball, precursor to what's going on. So, Mark, that's how we close out hour number one here on Full Court Press Radio, sponsored by SoFa LLC.